Whitney, I just love you. I think you're the best. And I'm so excited that we get to have this time to talk today because I know that you're going to be such an inspiration to so many people. So
Oh,
thank you
thank
for
you. I'm
being
so
here.
excited to be here.
Yeah. All right. So you have dabbled in so many different things and had a lot of success. So I want to first ask you, what is the current dream? What is it that you are reaching for right now?
Yes, so I am a true manifesting generator, if you know human design.
Yes.
I do a lot of different things and I've done a lot of different things. And currently, what I do now is I help women, moms in particular, build a thriving home and business. I think we have the stigma that we need to choose one or the other. And I think that we actually get to do both. And it may not be the exact way that they say it should be or how it should look for the traditional business building, but I think that moms in particular have a lot of great qualities that make us great moms that also make us amazing business owners. So right now I am doing my creative painting and I am helping moms build a thriving home and business that works for them.
Yes, and this is something I'm so passionate about because it is fighting the stigma. Like, yes, you can do both, and yes, you get to do both at the same time
Yeah.
and get to like you're extra qualified because you have all of the experience of juggling kids. Like
Mm-hmm.
motherhood requires you to be creative. It requires you to multitask and to thrive in ways that are needed in business as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. How do you help moms see that they have that superpower?
So a lot of times I think we have all these qualities. Like one, we go into motherhood completely unaware of really what we're doing. Like we just, jump in head first and then we learn along the way. And I think that we're constantly learning and constantly growing and constantly like evolving and changing things and figuring out what works best for our kids and our family. And we have that quality in our personal life, but then when we get into our business, professional side of life, we hold back and we're afraid and we don't just like jump in, like we have this dream of being a mom and we just go for it and we learn. And then we have this dream of having this business and then we just don't go for it. And I think that it's important that moms learn that we're already doing this in a part of our life. And so we just take that same quality that we're doing over there and do it in our business professional life. But it's going to require us to get over that fear factor and just kind of jump in and go with it and learn as we're going.
Yes, I love this. This is all like exactly what Be the Dream is about. Motherhood requires you to be messy and start doing it. And like children do not come with a handbook. They
No.
do not. I mean, and even if they did, it would have to be different for every child. And then you would quickly throw it out the window because goodness knows my kids would defy every single rule in that book.
Right. Yes.
And, it would
Yeah.
be wild. And, motherhood requires you to just do it messy and to
Mm-hmm.
try things and then try something else and then try something else because goodness knows your first gajillion tries are not going to work. And we have to realize that we also get to do that with business. You're never going to feel like you know everything and then you get to try. You just get to, you are qualified as you do it.
Yes, absolutely. I always tell the women that I work with, we have the known and the unknown. And a lot of times we get stuck in those two places, but it's the bridge in between them that is the courage, that is actually the action that helps us, get to where we're going. Instead of sitting in the known or the complete unknown, we have to like go through the bridge. Like we have to walk through it and not expect that handbook, that book that tells us exactly how to do it and in what way and what is the right way. Like I think we get so stuck thinking we need that, and what we really actually need is just that bridge in the middle of courage to just walk, to just take action, to just go, to just figure it out.
Yeah, you'll figure it out as you go. Oh, I love this. I just did a whole episode about how the unknown, we get to choose to feel safe
Yes.
in the unknown. So,
Yeah.
how do you help these women feel safe doing something they've never done before? Especially like we dive into motherhood and it's something we've never done before, but we're like, yeah, I got this. I
Yeah.
really do. I
Just
got
like
it.
that.
It's gonna be fine. And then it's like the most difficult thing we've ever done in our whole lives.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to business, we're like, maybe I'll wait.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So I think that one of the key things that has helped me and then has helped women that I work with is to sit with the unknown. I mean, like you just said, be uncomfortable. I mean, be comfortable in the uncomfortable, like sit with that. Like sometimes we get so paralyzed by fear and we sit there and we think of all the what ifs, it could go wrong. Like, oh, it could fail. Like, oh, it could cost me money. Oh, it could, this, that, and the other. And if we would just like really go sit with it, then we can get comfortable there. And so I always say, go and sit down and just journal out and just think of like play the what if game. If you find yourself stuck in this fear paralysis of the unknown, just go there and play that game. Like go sit and say, okay, so what if it fails? Like, okay, so what if I got this degree and now I don't want to use it and I want to start a business? Like, what does that mean? Like, what does that look like? Worst case scenario, like bring it all the way down to the bottom. Like, okay, if I go start this business and it fails and it doesn't work out, and I spent my time and effort, and by the time you get down to the bottom, you're gonna figure out like you're gonna go get a job. Like you're still gonna be alive. Like you're gonna figure something out. You're gonna know more now than you did then. And so I think like if we really just get comfortable with that and just kind of neutralize all that fear and play the what if game, I think it brings that intensity down to a level where we can just take an action, like take a step. Like it brings our safety back to a level where we can manage to have the courage to then take the step.
Yes, I love it so much. So, what made you decide to get into this? I know that you've dabbled in a lot of different things and tried things. Tell us a little bit about your journey getting
Yeah.
into this business and all the different things that you've tried and what that was like.
So I have a journey. So I'll keep this I'll kind of condense it a little. I went to college to be a substance abuse counselor and I graduated. And then I was like, I want to be a mom. And a lot of hours are spent in the evenings, and I want to be present at home with my kids in the evening. I was raised by a single mom that spent a lot of time working, and I wanted to be home with my kids. And so I was like, well, I'm going to go into business. And so I started my into business journey there. And I really have done so much from like an aviation title company, like doing the financials and like, HR, to then I had an art studio where I taught people how to paint on canvas, like all ages. And then I have currently a like furniture DIY refinishing business where I do
So
all of the
fun.
and selling of all that. And then me and my husband we built websites, we did SEO, like we taught all the technical things of business because people would just come and be like, can you help me do that? And I was like, yeah, sure. I can help you do that. But along the way, I like discovered so many times, like, I can do this for you and hand it off to you, and then it goes nowhere and it does nothing because at the root of it is like there's a belief of like undeserving or like the lack of courage or just sitting in all
Mm.
of the fear. And so at that point I was like, no, like there's a lot more like greater work here that I feel called to do rather than just doing the technical, which I know all of that and I do mentor and help women along the journey of all that. But if you can't find the courage and if you are paralyzed by fear and you are stuck in inaction, anything that you hire out or have somebody do for you is not necessarily going to be the game changer. Like the game changer is you showing up and doing the thing.
Yes, it has to be from the inside out. You
Yes.
have to have that drive in order for that business to thrive. Like it
Right.
has to come from you.
Right.
And I think so often we feel like if we just have all those systems in place, if we just have the right strategy, then
Yeah.
our business will take off.
Yeah.
But if there was just one, strategy that everyone could just, oh, let me just plug and play and then everything will go,
Yeah.
like that's never been how it worked.
No. And it will never be how it works. Just like in motherhood with our kids, like
Yeah.
your kids are different than my kids. My business is different than your business. And I think that we need to, like, as a society, come to terms with like, we're all going to run our business the way that is aligned with us, the way that works for us. Like it gets to be easy and it gets to be like aligned with us. And to sit here and expect that we're going to have this playbook or this perfect website that's going to do it all, or, all of these outside exterior things is just really not realistic. And so many times I've seen that is a paralyzing factor for women to like really just get into it and live their dream and have their dream business.
Yes, I feel like so many people are looking for somebody to let me just pay you for the secrets of business.
Yes.
Who can I pay all the money to give me that one secret that will bring me in all the money? And it's
Yes.
like, actually, the secret was you all along. The
Absolutely.
secret was inside of you
Yes.
the whole time.
Yes.
And if we can just like teach you that you are that magic bullet. You are the secret to your own business. It's you. People are coming back for you. They're coming back for your knowledge and for your charisma and for your skill set and for your energy over
Yes.
and over and over again. It's not
Yeah.
for some fancy system.
Right. Yeah, I always tell women and people that I work with, all of us really, not just women.
Yeah.
I just happen to work with women, that your business is an extension of you. So, however far you are willing to go, however deep you're willing to go, how much you're willing to try, like that's where your business is going to go. It's not going to go above and beyond you. Like you have to go first and you have to show it where you're going and then it follows. And so I totally agree with you. It's all within you. And we really just forget that so much. Like we just forget that like we are the directors of this, like we are the ones that get the guidance. We're the one that has the gift, we're the one that has the passion and the purpose, and we have to use it. Like we go first.
It's about time.
Yeah.
Oh, so I am really loving all of these parallels between business and entrepreneurship and motherhood because, I'm also a mom and I know that like motherhood requires you to have a lot of different skill sets. And if you don't have them, you're going to have to learn them. But so does entrepreneurship. Like you were saying, how you've had to master websites, you've had to master SEO, you've had to master each of these, pieces of building a business.
Yeah.
And the same is true with motherhood. You have to be able to juggle a lot of different balls. And as you become more skilled at holding all these different places at once
Yeah.
and at delegating and
Yeah.
at seeing, which one's the priority right now and making sure that you're also caring for yourself at the same time, those parallels become more clear. And it's like, oh, you already have the skills to do both. I would
Absolutely.
love to hear you speak to that and how mothers just make such great entrepreneurs.
Yeah. So I always equate it to the diaper bag theory because I like we all carry a purse, we all have a diaper bag. And so you have this bag and it has all of these things in it. And when you're first a mom, you're like, oh, I'm gonna put some diapers and some wipes and a bottle in here. And then you go out and then you're like, oh, whoops, I needed a burp cloth. Like, I guess I'm going to use my shirt now. Well, the next time you're going to put the burp cloth in there. And so you start building this bag of like tools that you need and may need. And it gets to be
Yeah.
really, big and heavy sometimes, which is the same thing with our purses. So we have this bag we carry around of tools that you may need or will need. And then we pick out what we need from there. But a lot of times, like we could be at the park or somewhere, and we forgot the snacks. We knew we might need the snacks, but we forgot the snacks. And a lot of times, like a mom at the park whose kid is also having a snack will offer your kid a snack, and so it's okay to take that snack from the other mom. Like, and a lot of times, we then kind of feel bad about ourselves because, oh, I forgot the snacks. Oh, I forgot the snacks. And my kids happen to have a snack from this mom. Instead, we need to be so gracious that this mom has this tool that wasn't in our bag that we can share. And then one time you're going to be the mom that shares the tool. And then, I think I equate it to the diaper bag theory, because that's how we need to run our businesses. Like, we're going to be putting things in the bag as we go, as we pick up these skills and these mindsets and these tools. We put them in the bag, and then we share them with other women and moms that need them, and then they share theirs with us also. But sometimes we have to put the bag down and be like, I'm going out without a bag. Like, I'm going out with me and me only. And so I
Mhm.
always explain it through this diaper bag theory, which I think we can all pretty much relate to. And so
Yes.
I totally think that if we can just take our entrepreneur business, fears and mindset and relate it to simple things like that, it becomes less overwhelming and less scary. And it makes us realize, like, no, like I have the tools that I need right now, and I'm going to borrow some from here, and I'm going to pick some more up from the store as I need to go. Like, don't expect that you're going to start with all of the tools in the bag and then that's all you're ever going to need, because that's
Yeah, because you
not it.
can't fully understand what you're going to need until you take that first trip out.
Correct.
I
Correct.
mean, my daughter's first trip out of the house, we brought 3 outfits and we needed like 6 because,
Yes.
infants and
Right.
and
Yeah.
things, right? Like you don't fully understand as a first time mom all the things that can be destroyed in a matter
Right.
of a few hours
Yeah.
by
And
a newborn.
whenever you take that first trip out and you needed 6 outfits and you only had three, next time you are going to put more outfits in the bag and you're just going to go
Right.
on. We right now today, you're not sitting here like shaming and condemning yourself and feeling all bad about your, motherhood journey because you didn't have enough outfits in the diaper bag that day. Like,
Right.
but
I'm
we do that
laughing.
in our
I'm
business.
laughing that my daughter met her grandma for the first time in just a diaper because
Yeah.
20-year-old me didn't know.
Right. Yeah. But you learned. You learned. And
Right.
that's the same theory that we have in business. Like, we learn. Like, we learn,
Hmm.
and then you take the action and you learn, and you just go on. You don't get down the road making, 6 figures and look back and be like, oh, I didn't know how to build a website very well. Like, you're not just
Right.
shaming yourself there. We only sit and shame ourselves about it when we haven't done it yet. And so if we just take the, steps, the action, we gain the courage and the confidence as we go. And we learn this right in motherhood. And so we just have to remind ourselves sometimes, like, I'm going to show up and I'm going to do it messy, and I'm going to not have all the outfits in the diaper bag, but I'm going to get there just like I am as a mom.
Well, and it's helpful to remember that, like, just like moms, all the entrepreneurs before you have messed it up.
Absolutely.
They've all made all the same mistakes. So,
Yes.
as a mom, I know that there are infinite numbers of moms before me who have made those mistakes, but there's also entrepreneurs who have had terrible websites, who have gone
Yes.
on to have $1 million businesses.
Yes.
There are incredible companies that started out in basements.
Mm-hmm.
There are thriving coaches who started out not knowing how to run a Zoom meeting or not having a good quality microphone. Incredible podcasts that started out, with terrible audio quality. Like everyone started as a beginner, and you get to start as a beginner too.
Yeah. Completely agree. And I think that we need to remember that. We really need to give ourselves grace, and we really need to remind ourselves, like, I'm just starting. I'm just playing. I'm just going to see what happens. Like, we'll figure it out as we go. I think that is the key to all of my success that I've had in all of the different things that I've done is I'm just going to see what happens. Like, I'm just gonna take a step and then I'll evaluate from there, and we're just gonna see what happens. And I think that's how all of those greats, like they did that. They failed. They fell down, and then they got up, and they took that with them, and they went on, and they pivoted, and they changed, and that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. So, what advice do you have for a mom who's got an idea, who says, okay, I think I might do this, but I'm kind of overwhelmed with
Yeah,
motherhood, but also I've got this like burning passion that I kind of want to start this. Where do I even begin?
yeah.
What advice do you have?
So a lot of times with moms that I've worked with, they have this idea, but they're not actually doing what it is that they want to do. So like I'll just use a painter for an example. Like a woman that loves art and loves to paint, like has an idea that she could, sell her art, and she could have a business, doing her art and selling her art and all this. But when you have a conversation, they're not painting because they are so paralyzed by the fear of the business aspect and the business side of how are they going to make money. Well, where are they going to sell it? Well, where are they, so they're not even, they're spending all their time sitting over in a place of the unknown and the
The
fear
fear
of,
and the overwhelm.
yeah, that they're not even doing the actual thing. So I always say show up and do your whatever it is that you're wanting to do. Do it for fun. Like do it for you. Just show up and do your passion, like whatever the
Mm.
subject is, for fun, and share it. Like your first step is just sharing what you do. Like if you are painting, share your paintings, share your process, share your, share your art. And then like start taking little minor next attainable action steps into growing it. And a lot of times when we just show up in full alignment and passion and purpose, people are will gravitate to it, and they will ask you the questions that will trigger the next step of like, oh, I'm gonna put this for sale on an Etsy page. Oh, I'm going to, figure out how to, sell this on marketplace. Whatever that next, attainable action step is. But I say just like show up and be in the thing that you want to do and have like full joy and passion doing that thing.
Yes, I love it. That is such good advice. And I can totally see that. Like I've seen that in my own life where I'm like, okay, music, I just want to sing. And I see this in a lot of different businesses because I have helped people with theirs as well, where it's like, okay, big idea. And we see and we can just see it. Like we've got this vision of
Mm-hmm.
like, here's how I'm gonna make my millions with my business. And we're like, wait, I'm at step zero, but I'm seeing into the future, step 1 million, step
Yeah.
1,000, right? And we're like, that's so many steps away.
Yeah.
How do I get how do that's so overwhelming. I'm overwhelmed now because all I can see is so far ahead and I can't even fathom how I'm ever going to get all of those little teeny, steps from here to there. And it's like it's great to have that vision and to hold that vision. And it's so important. But you have to remember to start where you're at
Yes.
and
Yeah.
don't lose sight of the now and the loving where you're at right now.
Yes.
Because where the step you're at is the most important step in your journey,
Yes.
is the one
Absolutely.
you're on right now.
Yeah. And also don't be afraid to reach out and ask, somebody else that is a little bit further than where you are. Like
Yeah.
I work with women all the time, and sometimes they just need a sounding board to figure out their next attainable action step, and that's it. And so sometimes like just reach out to somebody, and like use
I love it.
people that are willing to help you as a tool in your diaper bag. And I think we get so scared of doing that.
Yes, absolutely. Ooh, amazing. All right, tell us how we can find you and follow you and tell us about your podcast.
Yeah. So I have the Like a Mom podcast, and I publish episodes talking about this, how women, moms in business, and it's on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, all the places.
Awesome.
And then I have my Facebook page is Like a Mom podcast, but then my Instagram and my TikTok are Whitney L Vance. Yep. And then I have a website, CoreyandWhitney.com.
Yay. Thank you so much. This has been amazing. And I know that there's so many gold nuggets in this. I think people are going to come back and listen over and over again because it was so chock full of goodness. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. My passion is to help women discover their dream life and to live their dream life. And so I am so thankful that I got to be here and I got to share that.
Well, thank you.